trading $10,000 up to $100,000. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the challenge, where I am going to be discussing one of the recent trades I've taken, my logic and thoughts behind it, and how I feel about it now, just about 12 to 14 hours after I took this trade. Guys, let's roll that intro and get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This is episode 2, where we're basically trading $10,000 up to $100,000. And well, we've obviously placed our first trade, and well, things haven't necessarily gone according to plans. Let's go ahead and talk about what is going on here from this trading point of view. Let me just move myself over here out of the way so we can kind of see what's going on. So we took a trade yesterday, right? And this trade was Solana. We wanted to go long on Solana, and well, we saw some very interesting things on this, right? So let's go ahead and bring up our trading view charts, right? So on trading view here, we can see what I did. We basically looked for going long right here on the 2nd of June, right? This area right here. Let me actually go to the hourly chart and find the entry. The entry was, I think, 11 a.m. UTC +1, so UK time. And we did see a move straight away to the upside, but we found resistance, and we continue to see this resistance on the 50 exponential moving average. And we actually saw a lot of slippage to the downside. In a really frustrating way, what I should have done is waited until we saw this rejection and shorted the market. Would have been a much more profitable trade, but instead I was looking down here and I was looking at this as an area of support, right, which obviously we lost afterwards. You can see if I pull this across, this was a triple bottom, and we did obviously see a good surge initially, and then we lost it all the way down here, and we're starting to move back up into those resistances once again. The frustrating thing with this trade is that I still think it has a lot of potential, but we need to see the breakout in order for it to really kind of truly play out properly. Let's bring this to a 4-hour time frame. You can see that we're finding support on our 200 4-hour EMA, right? So the 4-hour 200 EMA. And you can find that this is working really well as support, right? This is an area that we've been above since the 15th of May, right? We had the breakout from this area, and this is just a test of support. If we lose the 200 EMA, I'm going to be obviously a lot more concerned, but I'm looking at this, I'm looking and thinking we have plenty of room to the upside. So for context, we did go long on the market. Our entry was $164.07. Our stop loss is at $159 down here, lower than the 200 exponential moving average, but also I wanted to make sure that we were lower than the previous swing low, which was 160.7. And, you know, arguably, potentially, you know, there is a little bit of a concern around where we were back in May, 16th of May, 2024. Our take profit is $175, although this does change. Well, considering we've moved down a little bit more, our profit area is going to be very, very different. We are now looking at this more as a kind of double top kind of situation. It'll be like this under a 3-wave pattern. We are still looking for that breakout. I do still have confidence that we're going to see something here, but I may readjust this position at a later date, you know, depending on what else happens in the market. If we take a look at our momentum indicator and why this looks like a really good long position, is that we are oversold on the 4-hour, 8-hour, daily, weekly and monthly timeframes from the stochastic RSI. We have so much upward momentum here building up for Solana. It does look like there's plenty of scope for fantastic runs to the upside, in my opinion. So although, you know, we kind of didn't get the best entry here, it does look like it still has plenty of room to the upside. Okay, now if we come over to Bluefin, which is obviously the exchange in which I am doing all of the trades, Okay, and there's a link to Bluefin down below if you haven't yet signed up to it. This was a $10,000 long position on a 10x leverage. Okay, the 10x leverage, is reasonable. It was, I could have gone more, but I felt that 10x is actually going to give me the stop loss that I wanted, and it was going to give me a little bit more breathing room. So I kind of went with that. The total position was for 596 Solana, and our margin obviously is $9,778. I'm not sure why I didn't slide up to 100% properly, but there you go. And at the moment, we are down 2.91%. Essentially, we're down $270, right? So at the moment, yeah, we're a little bit struggling here. If it goes into profit, I may reassess as to whether or not it's time to move the stop loss up to entry and maybe put this one to bed. But we'll see. Right? Ultimately, the objective here is to try to get to 100% profit. I don't think we're going to do that with this trade now. And so therefore, I might take any profit I can get out of this one and find a new opportunity, because our strategy or the plan that we had here for this trade is no longer really viable. And this is one of the important things when it comes to trading that we need to understand, is that we want to go into a trade with a clear strategy and a clear idea. And should something happen that changes, we need to adapt our strategy or altogether abandon what it was that we were kind of trying to do and find a new opportunity. I said in the previous video, right, sometimes no trade is the best trade. Right? So sometimes the best trade is no trade. And what I mean by this is that we need to find trading opportunities that fit to our strategy and to our needs. We don't want to try to make something fit when it doesn't, right? It's trying to fit, a square into a circle, a circular hole, for example, right? It doesn't necessarily work. And you're trying to make something fit when it doesn't fit your strategy. So either you adapt your strategy or you abandon the trade idea. So in this particular instance, the fact that it came down deeper than I wanted it to changes my strategy a little bit, okay? And I will reassess and continuously assess the position as to whether or not this particular trade idea is suitable for what we're trying to do here, trade $10,000 up to $100,000. In an ideal world, we want to do this in as minimal amount of trades as possible, meaning that we want at least a 100% profit on every single trade. This trade now is very unlikely to achieve such a target or such a feat. In fact, even my entry on this one was not the best. It didn't even give me the idea of a 100%. Instead, I was going to be hovering around the 66%. Okay, so we did adapt a little bit when we took this trade because it did look like a really good potential move for Solana, and it still does. So anything, in my opinion, that drops down lower than 66% is probably going to become not worthwhile, and I'm going to be looking for a new opportunity. So should this particular trade go into profit, I'll probably close it out and look for the next one. Okay, but for now, as you can kind of see here on Blowfin, we're not doing terrible. I mean, it's definitely seen worse times. Okay, so we'll continue to kind of monitor the situation here for the Solana trade and obviously make some adjustments should we need to. Now, if we come and bring back TradingView, okay, we can see that the idea here is $175. It's still technically possible, but it's more likely, in my opinion, to be a double top situation. So our TP is going to have to drop down more towards 174, but this is still quite well within its parameters of where you would expect it price to go, 174 to 177. So I'm going to leave it as it is for now. And with so much momentum available on the 4-hour, 8-hour, and so forth, I'm looking at this thinking we have a high probability of success, but we do need to see the breakout, not only of this downward trend line, but we also need to break out above the 50 simple moving average and 50 exponential moving average in order for us to be successful here. And yeah, I guess that's going to wrap up the kind of trading aspect of today's video. The other thing I want to kind of discuss here is if you want to be up to date with everything that we are doing in terms of the 10K to 100K challenge, do join us down in our free Discord. The link's in the description down below. And if you're a member, then obviously you're going to see everything as I am doing it, right? So essentially, anyone who is in our trader tier will know I put out this particular long position the second that I did it in the Discord server. And so, if you wanted to follow along, you could. But obviously, with that comes high risk because I'm no financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. I cannot give you anything like that, any suggestions, advice, recommendations. All I can do is show you my thoughts and opinions, what I am personally doing in the market. And if you do have access to a financial advisor, you should probably consult them. They'll know a lot more about your financial situation than I do. Okay, so all I can do is what is right for me, and you need to do whatever is right for you. Ultimately, though, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe and join us in Discord. Otherwise, check this video out and catch up with what's going on with BTC.